So what do cooperatives have to do with sustainable development goals? I'd like to start by telling you where this idea came from. What are the streams that are feeding this idea, the three streams? And we started this as ILO with International Labour Organization of the United Nations, which is responsible for the decent work, employment agenda of the UN system. It's a normative institution, labor standard setting institution, and with ICA, the International Cooperative Alliance. We also have other institutions, allies joining, and it's an open access initiative. Whoever wants to join, whoever feels they have something to contribute in whatever way they think they can, we are very much open to it, because this initiative of mainstreaming, integrating cooperatives into this huge and very important critical process of the UN. This is now the most important discussion that is going on in the United Nations system. What do we do after the Millennium Development Goals of come to an end in 2015, and what will be the new framework that will replace it? What are going to be its elements? The goals, the targets, the indicators, the delivery. And why is this important? Because the funding of donor agencies, funding of national government, national development strategies will all be oriented around these. The countries will have to report on these. During the MDG process, we did not have much around cooperatives. Cooperatives were quite absent. How do we make sure this new process that will be then 10 or more years to come to ensure that cooperative voices, cooperative issues, cooperative contributions are in there? The second element where we come from, so the first element is the UN element. The second element is the ILO, the International Labour Organization. So for us, the full and productive employment and decent work is a critical goal. It is critical in our own work where we have decent work indicators, national decent work country programs, and we are very interested in knowing how cooperatives can contribute to decent work, contribute to creating jobs, contribute to not only direct and indirect number of jobs, but the type of jobs and the quality of jobs. What is the cooperative advantage in the world of work as we know it? And as the ILO, we are promoting within the UN system having this goal on employment, which is a critical issue in all our countries, whether we are in crisis, whether we are growing. There is all this growth without employment. It's a pressing issue for all our countries. And the third stream is, of course, why we are here in this meeting gathered, all of us. It's the International Cooperative Alliance Blueprint for a Cooperative Decade. It has these 5 interlinked, connected, overlapping elements. One of those is sustainability. And often when we hear cooperatives talk about, cooperative movement talk about sustainability, they talk about it at the level of the enterprise. And that's, of course, a critical element. But this one we are talking is more a higher level, a macro level, sustainability of the economies in economic, social, environmental terms. There are 12 goals that have been put out there. They will be discussed around the Sustainable Development Agenda, and it will be consolidated somehow. What we've started, we are at the beginnings, as Mr. Vines said, of an initiative. We have done an online survey, sent it out. You were great. We got almost 300 answers in a couple of weeks in English, Spanish, French. We are doing also in-depth interviews with co-op leaders. Any one of you, researchers, any one of you who would like to talk to us, please let us know. And there is Professor Wanyama who started thinking with us, okay, how do we unpack these 12 goals, to look into them, to the existing research, to the existing thinking, conceptual, methodological, statistical, where do we go, organizational, where do we go? Very preliminary work, but we hope that it's going to trigger your interest and involvement. Thank you.